The city of Denver has until the end of next month to figure out whether it's going to keep using its license plate tracking flock cameras. Police officers will tell you that they've been crucial in solving crimes. Privacy advocates say these cameras are a mass surveillance system that can be abused by the Trump administration or others. Our Mark Salinger talked with members of a task force which was created to try and find a consensus.
These little cameras do more than read license plates. They can track any car all throughout the city at any time. They're so controversial, the mayor created a Surveillance Technology Taskforce to help guide Denver through balancing privacy and public safety. The city's contract with Flock runs out at the end of October. There are a lot of voices and a lot of opinions, all with seats on the task force. Councilmember Kevin Flynn.
I think they're extremely useful.
It's such a critically impactful tool.
And Commander Cliff Barnes with DPD support them. On the other side, Councilmember Sarah Parody.
Well, my position right now is just that I'm pretty alarmed.
And Serena Gonzalez Gutierrez.
Right now, I don't think that the camera should be utilized.
Are very skeptical, as is Anaya Robinson with the ACLU.
There is probably a portion of individuals that believe that these cameras are extremely integral to public safety. I don't know that that is true, necessarily.
The argument in favor of the cameras is that they help solve crimes quickly.
If I report my car stolen, this is very useful information. Where was my car last seen?
It's impacted almost every level of our investigations, everything from homicides to auto theft, missing persons.
And so I'm looking for a way to structure the contract so that it can have enough guardrails and safeguards.
On the other hand, questions about how lawn data is saved, who it's shared with, and how police use it raise serious concerns.
We do not have the proper guardrails in place to ensure privacy and protection for many of our community members.
If you're anyone who drives around the city with any kind of regularity, there's just no question that you're in that database hundreds and hundreds of times.
What I would hope is that we actually put policy in place, in potentially even an ordinance that governs how we utilize technology.
As the contract gets ready to expire, all the voices seem to agree finding common ground may not be possible within the next month, making the future of the cameras even more uncertain.
I'm not sure that there's a way to resolve this before this contract lapses.
I think finding a solution in 30 days is probably not realistic.
It's going to need to come back to City Council, and for us to be prepared to vote, we are going to have made some policy decisions.
I don't know that there is a world in which the ACLU would support the use of Flock. I think there is a world in which the ACLU could feel more comfortable with Flock being used.
No, I absolutely understand those sentiments, and we want to be collaborative in working with the community on addressing those concerns.
Council members want to see guidelines created not only for flock cameras, but for surveillance technologies as a whole. City of Denver has already worked to make sure that data isn't shared with immigration authorities, though we know places like Loveland, for example, has shared data with ICE and Border Patrol. There's still lots of questions like how long the data is stored for that people on the task force want answers to. We talk about these cameras so much, Mark, and we know that they're all over the place, but I mean, how many of them are there? The answer is we don't know, and council members also don't know the answer to how many flock cameras there are in Denver. They know how many the city of Denver has contracted for, but then there are these private flock cameras, places like HOAs, different businesses that have added these cameras to their locations that can also tap into the greater flock system around the country. All right, Mark Salinger, thank you very much.